I always like doing when we do a session of recording, I like putting this image in there because I know that it ticks you off.
One of the ones that I actually like of yours.
I know, but there's only two that I'm aware of that you actually like.
Well, there's two that I'm very aware of that I do like of yours.
Yeah,
So
but I'm working on number three. So I thought it's time that we had a low key discussion about a topic that by the end of it, everybody will be totally swayed and on board with. There'll be no disagreeing, no arguments, no nothing. Something that's just such a blah topic, but we're interested in the comments below for sure. So, you know, the argument for color photography, and is there one? So, so what are your thoughts about color photography, Cole? Wow. So, okay, shortest show ever. Well, because
I
you've
can
made it for,
honestly, I can honestly say I see no value in personally expressive color photography. I just don't.
okay, so that's a good lead. That we just lost of all the 180 people watching today, they just left because they're all color photographers. So add a little bit more meat to that bone. And I'm going to disagree. So, folks, hang on if you want to hear an opposing viewpoint here. But go ahead.
Well, I said for me, to me, color is for family photos, it's for calendars, it's for postcards, it's for pretty pictures. But as expressive photography, it just does absolutely nothing for me. In fact, I've heard others say, and I like this, color gets in the way.
Yeah, I've often said that. Yeah, you may have heard that from me actually.
I'm quoting John Barr.
John Barclay. So I'll start my response with that I have said, and it's actually in one of my lectures, I find when, and this is the way I state it, when color gets in the way, then that's my clue to remove it. When color is no longer the subject or adding to what I'm trying to express in my expressive photograph, my tendency is to take it away. Now, that said, I find there are times when color is the subject. And so in that case, I think the argument is that color does add value to that particular scene because color is an integral part of what's going on. Now, what that then leaves you with is a dialogue and a discussion about the obvious rainbow sunrise sunset images where color generally is what it's all about. So if I remove color in that situation, I'm not left with what I'm being taken by, which is my, you know, process. I'm paying attention to what I'm being taken by. So if I am being taken by color, I'm going to keep that color and I'm going to include it. Now, does that mean it's fine art or expressive? Well, I'm going to err on the side of saying that's up to the viewer to decide. It's not
I
up
would
to
say
me.
it's up to the creator,
Oh, you think it's up to the creator to decide whether it's fine art or not?
whether it's personally expressive or not.
I would agree with that, whether it's personally expressive or not.
Fine
Right.
art is a worthless term. I mean, who really? I wish there was a better term
Well,
because it's meaningless. Fine
so
art.
personally expressive photography is a better term then. So we'll use that, whether it's personally expressive. So let's ask you that question. Can an image be personally expressive and have color in it?
Not to me. I mean,
Okay.
I just don't. I really don't see its value at all.
So
I find
color gets in the way all the time for you.
yes, yes. Now I do have a friend in the Netherlands, Willem. I don't think he watches, but he creates these color images, but they're very monochromatic. They're generally dark, dark blues and black.
Ah,
It's like a blue and black image, and I do like those. I'm not sure I would ever create them, but I do like them. But they're more of a monochromatic image than a color image.
interesting.
But
Well,
I don't know why some of us are that way. I mean, let's face it, the world's divided into color photographers black and white photographers and those who kind of live in both worlds, who I guess, like you would say,
Me.
sometimes it's color is my vision, sometimes it's black and white. And
Yeah.
I don't poo-poo anybody who's got a vision like that. It's just not mine. I just see in black and white. And I joke about this because I was born into a black and white world. I don't really think that's it. It's just an interesting observation. And a lot of people say, well, obviously your growing up and looking at all those black and white images influenced you. And I used to believe that. And I thought, wow, I looked at black and white images. I was influenced. Now I'm a black and white photographer. But I've now come to believe I was drawn to those black and white images because that's how I see.
Huh.
They didn't influence me to be this way. That's how I saw. And
Well,
I'm curious for those, let's survey the people. Tell us, are you an either, an or a both?
yeah. And really what we want from today's show is more dialogue, honestly. We want to know your argument for color photography as personally expressive type of photography. So I know there's a number of you out there who are verbose and are willing to comment. So the floor is yours this time. I mean, make the argument that color photography can be personally expressive.
And again, I'm all for you following your vision wherever that leads you. I'm
Yes.
just saying that for me, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like that image in there, if that would have been a color photograph, it would not have been a fraction of what it is that way.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. And maybe that's another show too, is where we show color versus black and white and a series of that. And I've actually done that when I do my black and white presentation for clubs. I actually do that. I go through twice. I do two different times where I show side by side. I show the black and white, and no, I show the color one first, and then I let that fade away, and then I show the black and white one, and then I bring them both up at the same time in the third slide. And it's amazing the responses I do get from that exercise. I get emails every single time I do that presentation that how valuable it was. Because my question is, when I'm doing that, is I want you to pay attention to how you're feeling when I show you these images. It goes back to that show a few times ago about the felt process that we were inviting people to maybe submit images to. That's exactly what I'm asking them to do. I don't want you to react with any technical whatever. I just want you to pay attention to how you feel about my daughter, who's in one of the pictures when you see her in color and when you see it in black and white, how you feel about the beautiful lily or lotus in the pond in color and then in black and white. What is your reaction? How do you feel? And that's a great way to start to decide how color is influencing you or how removing color influences how you're feeling. And I think you're right. For the most part, I'm going to say that 90% of the time, I'm going to go black and white because removing the color is, in fact, going to reveal to me or help me to show the viewers what I'm actually connected to. And in fact, the color is getting in the way of that expression. So I would agree with that. And there's definitely locations that we go to. The Death Valley, I see it as black and white, period. I just don't see color there. Faroe Islands, I see it as black and white. I don't see color there in general, right? But
But
Smoky
but I
Mountains in the fall,
but I think there's people who believe there are certain subjects that are appropriate for color and then appropriate for black and white. And I wished I could remember the name of the person. Oh, I think it's shoot. She just visited me in Maui. Oh, I'm so bad with names. But anyway, she does an incredible black and white floral photography. Just amazing. And most people would just think floral photography should be in color or birds should be
yes.
color. But boy, when you look at somebody who does it great in black and white, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Nancy Farney, was trying to publish a book, and I hope she does it again. It was all black and white flower photography, and it was fabulous.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Really,
yeah,
really good.
yeah.
Yeah, auroras in black and white.
Black and white. Who would have thought? Who would
Yeah,
have thought?
me.
Icebergs in black and white.
Yeah, good.
Good.
Comments. We look forward to them.